Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, or know your nation, know yourself. The two are interchangeable. And welcome to the next installment of HoGaLe's. You will see it is Lena and I, but we are one man down. Less. So Lady G can't be with us this evening because due to, as you guys know, she's having some upset stomach issues, but quite severe. So she messaged me today to say that she's not going to be able to join us this evening. So please send thoughts and prayers out to Lady G for a speedy recovery. And I also gave her some tips as well of some supplements and stuff that she can take, including celery juice powder. It's very good for you. Yeah, honestly, very good for you. But, oh, look at that. I got it right the first time.
Easy.
But Lena is here with us. Lena is off to the side rather than being down under for once. So give us a little update, Lena, on how you've been since we last saw you. Any more psychedelic thingamajig parties?
Dance parties? No, because I'm going out tonight.
Oh.
Pardon. I'll report on that. Meanwhile, it's freezing. We've leapt into autumn. I had to go and get a wrap. This is my Frida Kahlo.
Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Oh, I can't work out this thing. Isn't she amazing?
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
What
I was just saying. Oh, indeed. What an icon. And for us here in the UK, spring, I was saying to Lena backstage, hasn't really kicked off yet. The flowers are out, but it's milky sunshine, pretty cold, pretty tepid, kind of like the springs I remember from a child. So anyway, yeah. So we've got quite the show for you guys this evening. Lots of questions that have come in. Just to give you a little brief overview. So we've got we've got quite a few Congress questions. We're going to be starting out with an astrological one. Pleased to do some of the kind of more astrological questions. And there's still a lot on American politics. And then, of course, there's going to be a little bit of Kate and Wills at the end, of course. How could there not be? People still obviously very much want to discuss things, but it's moving on. It's not a case of where is she now, because well, anyway, I don't even want to go there yet. Let's just save for that segment. But bless her, that we all saw her the other day. So quite a varied show. So Lena, are you ready to begin? All right, let's go for it. So question number one, this is coming from Angels Rock. Love that name, Angels Rock. Now, this is quite a long question, folks. So let me just read it out. Bear with me, and then we'll riff on the question. Yeah. So this say astrological and tarot questions. Hoagie and Lena and Lady G. Obviously, she didn't know Lady G wouldn't be with us tonight. So it says, quoted from Ryan Blesdo. I don't know who that is, but I'm sure he's someone significant. It says, a female entity told my father, Chris Bledsoe, in 2012, that when the red star Regulus aligns with the gaze of the Sphinx, just before dawn in the constellation of Leo, we would enter a new knowledge and an era of peace. That sounds rather promising, doesn't it? So
love everything about it. Yeah.
Oh, indeed. Yeah. So this is the age of Aquarius. And then he goes on to say, Ellie Dreams Down Under. I think many of you will know Ellie Dreams Down Under. She's a very good tarot reader from Australia, from Lena's neck of the woods, has done a deep and fascinating dive into Chris and his experience. So she's obviously done this on her show, and this person's asking for us. So Chris has a book. It goes on to say, UFO God has done many interviews. He appeared on Beyond, Skinwalker. What's all this? Blah, blah, blah. So they're saying, does your Vedic astrology confirm the timing? Well, it doesn't belong to me. It's over 5,000 years old, but thank you for asking. If so, is this related to the human ascension? Will it be a global lifting of consciousness? If true, this could be amazing for us all. Love to hear your opinions. Thanks and blessings from Canada for all that you do. So thank you. Quite a long question. But I think I just want to boil that down a bit. So what is he talking about? What he's talking about is something called the precession of the equinoxes. At the moment, we're in the equinox balance of the end of Pisces with the opposite in Virgo, moving to the Leo, or shall I say, moving to the Leo Aquarius axis. So Regulus will arrive above the star of the Sphinx, which is actually aligned to Leo, the constellation of Leo. And when that happens, we will truly be in the age of Aquarius. Yeah. Now, of course, Western astrology is 24 degrees ahead of the true placements of the stars. So they're saying that we're there already, but not quite. So, Lena, do you want to know when we actually enter the age of Aquarius?
I'm sitting down. I'm sitting down, so yeah.
Let me get one of my diagrams. Let me grab one of my diagrams.
Will I still be alive is the question,
will I still be alive? Will any of us? So if we look here, you guys will know, look, this is one of the photocopies of one of the illustrations that I'm putting in my upcoming book. Yada, yada, we all know this, and you'll know more at the time. But here I illustrate the precession of the equinoxes, yeah? The yugas and all this kind of stuff. Now here you can see planet Earth, yeah? This is where we are right now. This is how the stars precess, but you see it all goes backwards. So what have I written here in my notes? So what is it? The age of Aquarius begins approximately between 282 to 432 years from now. From 2023 AD. Now, look, what I will say, if that has left people a little bit crestfallen, it does wobble. It could come sooner. These can be quite approximate. So what I would say is truly what is happening is the dawn of Aquarius is upon us.
I think this is,
yeah. We're not quite in that age yet. However, when Pluto moves into sidereal Aquarius, we really will feel much more like we're in that age. Yeah. At the moment, he's in sidereal Capricorn. So we've got to do the processing of Pluto in Capricorn, which is what we're seeing now, isn't it, Lena? Like I've been saying for ages, all of the corporate corruption, governments, yeah, stuff happening with old and established families, hierarchies. Look what's happened with the royal family. So we've got a good few years of that. And then when Pluto goes into Aquarius in around about 2040, yeah, then we really will be feeling like we're there in that age. Do you see? So technically, astronomically, we're not quite there yet, but we're getting the brightness before the dawn breaks the horizon. But still, let's still ask the question anyway. What will happen when that age is upon us? So let's just see. What does she say? But she's asking about Easter 2026. So she's saying he feels a big event will happen around Easter 2026. Is that the raising? You've heard me say already, folks. I say it's 29th/30th of March 2025 with that big stellium.
Well, that's only a year away.
Yeah, only a year away.
What does this look like?
What does this look like?
Will it feel like?
Oh God, jumpy cards tonight. Wow.
Yeah.
Too many fell out. I can't do a reading on that. The age of Aquarius.
Oh. All right, I can kick off if you like.
Go for it.
I did 3 cards for what will it look like, and 3 cards for what it'll feel like, and 1 card in the middle linking them. Okay. So what will be happening? I love it. Anyway, we kick off with the Devil card, which is everything that needs to go, everything that needs to be questioned, everything that needs to be revisited, There it is. And our own ties, look at the chains, our own ties to those things, because we tend to think in the abstract, oh, wouldn't it be good if everyone did X, Y, and Z? It's like climate change, but then people still want 20-minute showers. You know what I mean? Like, we're flawed beings. So we have to look at our own chains, but we will be seeing them. It will take immense reflection, self-reflection here. And then things will start to flourish and better custodianship of people and things with this Empress. Now, what it'll feel like, we'll feel some victories. There'll be some of the obvious, crude, repressive, awful things will end, and we'll get a lift from that. But the work only starts then. We've got to keep at it. And I think it's about a shift, in how we look at masculinity and toxic masculinity, which is the flip of the divine feminine. So here we have this King of Cups, which is male energy that gets people and is compassionate. Until that shifts, right, Mr. What links them? I'm glad you asked. Well, it's very, 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 very fast. So we might be going, oh, that's a year away, or that's 20 years away. But it'll be quick in the big picture of the universe. Okay, that's me.
Yes. Very. I got some. Oh, I've got some interesting cards here. All right, and I even pulled a clarifier, which I don't normally do, but I needed to pull one. All right, so this energy, this transformation, going into this new age, this awakening. Yeah. All right. First of all, if we look here, we got the seven of cups. So first of all, we need to have our reality check. Yeah. We need to wake up from the illusions and delusions, unfortunately, of being human, of the three-dimensional realm. Just like Lena says, look, we're all human. We all make faults, mistakes, and stuff like that. One of the things that I learned the other day, they said that the top 1% of the population, so all the billionaires and stuff like that, are responsible for like 2/3 of the world's pollution, something like that. It's like ridiculous. It's ridiculous with all the yachts, private jets, etc. But I think this is also as well us kind of getting real. There's too many fantasies. There's too many illusions. The powers that be are trying very hard to, of course, maintain the status quo and keep the illusion going, because they don't want to give up their yachts. They don't want to give up their private jets. They want everyone else to. They want the plebs to do it, not them. Yeah. So this is also an illusion and delusion that needs to go. If we look here in the obstacle position, look, sadly, we have the Five of Pentacles, which, is the poverty card and stuff like that. Feeling, shut out, shunned, etc. Poor health, stuff like that. Never really that much of a positive card. It's turned up in the obstacle position here. So what I would say is this. Unless we get real, unless we have our great awakening, what is it that we are going to reap if we continue down these delusional paths that we're on? Exactly. Yeah. Because what is these multi-billionaires and all this stuff who are chasing their profits? And if you think of all the corrupt people in the judiciary around the world, but particularly Congress, they're thinking in the short term. Yeah. But everyone loses if you can't buy anything. If we're all deluged by a massive flood, or there's hurricanes galore and earthquakes, no one can buy anything off Amazon because the truck will fall down a massive crack in the ground. You know what I mean? It's like at a certain point we need to get real about this, especially those leading. However, look, in the middle there is stability here. We do have the Queen of Pentacles. So if we can get over our delusions, calm ourselves down, and actually start looking at stability, how we build a more sustainable, stable future. The Queen of Pentacles is a very stable card after all. And this is about looking after stuff at home. So the decisions that we make in our own personal and domestic lives do make a difference when we all do it at the same time. We look here, fertile new beginnings, potentially. Oh, this could be getting exciting. There will be some bright ideas out there about how to get things done. Yeah, how to get things done, new initiative, new ideas, some of these could be radical. However, the Tower. So this doesn't necessarily mean that we're all going to crash and burn here on Earth, although it bloody looks like it. But this is also the shock of the new. Yeah, the shock of the new. This is fertile new beginnings. We're going to have to make radical changes. They may not necessarily be comfortable ones. So I pulled a clarifier and look, Judgment. Yeah, just in case we weren't sure. So it's the Great Awakening. It's when people wake up, but it's not all kumbaya, my folks, my friends, unfortunately. Think of times in your life, everyone. I want everyone to reflect. Think of a time or times in your life where you had a great awakening or great realization about something. How often was that realization a pleasant one? Rare, isn't it? Yeah. We're stubborn. Yeah. Human beings, we're stubborn. Human beings have a lot of illusions and delusions, and we need shaking out. So I think we can do it, but we must be prepared for change. So it's going to be tumultuous. I think that's fair to say. Yeah. But it's not all bad. You know, there will be some stability in there. Yeah. But we've got to be real. Anything to add to that, Lena?
Well, I think we've got to take on our role as co-creators of the future very seriously. And I think the big major step in that is thinking as global citizens. Because if you think globally, act local, as the old slogan was, think global, act local. You can't go to war against people who are like you. You're more likely to look after the environment if it's connected to future generations, etc., and to understand the world is round. We are global citizens.
Indeed, indeed. And there's just a little reply here as well. So thank you, Ernie's mom, for your donation. Much appreciated. And thank you, everyone.
That's very kind. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you, everyone who's joining us live in the chat. And then Mayor S says, this will take place on August 23rd, 2026, Western Astrology. I read Chris's book. Yes, Western Astrology, which is 24 degrees ahead of the true placements of the stars. When you take off the 24 degrees, this will actually be happening next year with a huge stellium in sidereal Pisces. 7 planets plus Chiron altogether. So 8 factors all happening in sidereal Pisces. That means for everyone on Earth, whatever ascendant you are, whatever comes under the rulership of Pisces, it's going to be a radical change. Yeah. So, you know, but, you know, remember, Western astrology still works. Either way, it's coming, folks, when we don't have long. All right. Are you ready for the next question, Lena?
Okay, next question.
You ready for the next one? Okay, cool. All right, so question number 2. Here we are. So US politics, you know, couldn't be off the menu for long, really, could it? All right. So June's paintbrush, plus a different drummer, and Nicola all asked a similar question, but I'm reading different, June's paintbrush. Hi, everyone. Can you please address whether the Dems will get Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker prior to November? And if so, can the House get some work done? Sick of 45 causing blockage. Thanks and love to you all. Do you know about this, Lena? You're a bit more au fait, more up to date. What's going on?
Well, I think generally, if you think of Congress, which I now call the Valley of the Hyenas, right? Okay. Yes. So if you look at a graph of policies that have been made in Congress, you know, every year for the last 60 years. It goes like this, up and down, up and down, up and down. And then last year it just fell off the chart. They did nothing, you know, absolutely nothing except a few terrible things to make life medieval for women. Wow. So Republicans themselves are now walking away from Congress.
Wow.
2 more have left. You know, they've got this tiny majority.
Did you say 2 more have left?
2 more. Buck and somebody else from Wisconsin have walked out. And as he walked out the door, Buck said, I'm walking out because my colleagues are whack jobs and morons. This is a Republican.
Now, this is remarkable because, as we know, as I've said before, it's a little bit rude, but they've got the majority, the width of a gnat's willy. So absolutely. What do they have now?
Yes. Yes. So what is our actual question? Sorry.
So the question is, no problem. It was, here we are. Can you address whether the Dems will get Hakeem Jeffries as Speaker prior to November? And just to echo,
so what she's asking is, will this majority be so small it'll actually fall over before November? Yeah. You know. Let's have a look.
Actually,
so another way of putting it is, will the Dems get back the majority in Congress?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my God.
I know. I mean, that would be something. Lena, shall I go first on this one?
Away you go, pet.
All right, so here we go. What? Because you need some time to shuffle, because you get that was obviously a great digression and very useful because it educated me as well. So here we go. Now, this is quite interesting. So the question is, will Hakeem get in? Yeah, because we want to see some vaguely positive cards. So if we look here, look, we have got the 6 of Cups, which we know is all about family, childhood, but it's also about nostalgia. Oh, you're joking. Look at that. You see, folks, thousands of miles apart, but we're one. I mean, it's just, you know, there we are, as we know. Tarot knows no distance. Yeah? Tarot knows no distance. So look at that. Not great for timing, as we all know, but distance, nothing to tarot.
No problem.
So here we go. So, that's almost thrown me off a little bit. So we got the nostalgia here. No, it's fine. It's just like incredible, isn't it? So we got the nostalgia here. Could this be a return to times of the past, folks, when the Dems actually hold both houses? We will have to see, but it's a positive card. It's a nostalgic card. It's hopeful. Yeah, it's hopeful. What's the obstacle? Oh, look, a bit of the old argy-bargy, juggling. Don't tell me you've got the 2 of Pentacles.
No, I haven't. No.
All right. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but, you know, anyway, but still. No. So they're juggling, yeah? So look, there's the argy-bargy. These are the Republicans here trying to figure out their butts from their elbows, let's put it that way. And it seems the crazy bus is getting too crazy even for the most hardcore. So it's in flux. So let's just say it's in the balance, guys. Not necessarily nailed on. If we look here, we've got the 4 of Cups. So again, this is having the different options, but this is also about reflection, meditation, thinking. I think this is also to do with the Republicans that may still be left. Not really liking the options on the table, but there's an option here that is sort of being ignored. Maybe this is a Hakeem trying to come in and manifest. Who knows? Queen of Swords. Some common sense has to prevail. So whatever's left of the hyena pack, obviously they're starting to chew on each other's legs now. Someone has to be sensible. And I think they're even trying to get rid of the speaker, aren't they? I mean, they're just dreadful. But look at this. We do have the card of romance. But this is actually, I'm going to take this as quite a positive. Look, this is a new offer. In the shadow, we know it can mean seduction and, you know, false offer. But some kind of offer has to come forward. Could this be potentially for Hakeem? Because it could just be that the reality is, with 2 people gone, well, I mean, have they left immediately or are they going after the election?
One's just left and the other's going in 2 weeks or something. They're seriously gone.
Wow. That means it's like 0. Isn't it going to be equal?
It's 1, I think, or something. It's really not good.
It's not good. Like someone's going to come up with an offer. Wow. Maybe. I think his chances are high. Let's put it that way, higher. And isn't it funny? Do you remember, Lena, on many HoGaLe's ago now, many moons ago, do you remember when we did that read on Hakeem Jeffries? And you remember he got really good cards?
I can't remember, but I take your word for it.
Yeah, some people threw piss at us in the comments, you know, as you usually get. They were like, what's this got to do with Hakeem? And we were just like, but he's got great cards, you know. We looked at the options and his cards were the best. Could it be that Tarot was right and the wheel has turned?
Yeah. Yeah. Shall I go down?
Of course, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, just all right. I know. Once the routine's broken. So same first card as Hogarth with that 6 of Cups, so I won't go into it. Now, compromises have to be made, deals have to be struck, and you can bet they're happening as we speak behind closed doors. I think there might be a disruption because Marjorie Taylor Greene, bless, is trying to take down their speaker at the moment and this stuff. It could end up being a tight legal. You got the Queen of Swords. This is the King of Swords, same energy. It could be a legal decision that they lose 1 or 2 more, or the speaker goes or something, and legally they can't. We know how good they are at electing new speakers. He could step in. I wouldn't rule that out at all.
Yeah.
And it was just a pipe dream 6 months ago.
It was, and I can't remember which HoGaLe it was, but it was quite a while back now. And because it was at the time when they were changing the speaker. This was just before, you know, what's his name? That, you know, the evangelical, the one who's in now. It was before him. Mike Johnson, and it was who was going to be whatever. And for a punt, we did Hakeem Jeffries, and out of the 3, he got the best cards.
Yeah.
It was about probably about 5-6 months ago now. So it's gone way back into the mists of time for us. We can barely remember our own shows.
It's funny with tarot, isn't it? Often you do readings, you forget them 5 minutes later. Other times you can remember the exact card someone got from 6 years ago. It's very weird.
Yeah, it's very, very, very weird. Okay.
I want to give a shout out here to Hawaii. Aloha, Keo.
Do we have a Hawaiian in the house?
We do. And a very special one at that.
Oh, can you? What's
Let's know if there's any other Hawaiians out there. Okay.
We'll have to see. Okay, so next question here. Someone's asking, oh, look, here we are. Obviously, this is a Duck L'Orange one. Let me just click on it. Sharon Donnelly. So which property goes first? That can only be in reference, of course, to Duck L'Orange. Let's see what he does. Maybe we can squeeze him in. In fact, actually, look, Lena, we're having a digression. Let's do a quick Duck L'Orange just on the property thing, and to see. My question is, we'll ask about property, but will he be able to squinkle out of it by Monday? You know this guy. He's got dirt on everyone.
Oh, well, I'm not going to go there because I've already got a bet out on my channel. Okay. Anyone's willing to join. There's no prize.
Right. What would you think?
Okay, so the deal is, I think he's going to wriggle out something at the 11th hour, but not to worry, even though it would be disappointing. He's only staving off the inevitable. However, if I'm wrong, I'd love to be wrong about this. I'm going on US Monday to celebrate being wrong, if I'm wrong.
I love that. All right. And I'm just going to pull one card. I'm just going to pull one card just to see what spirit might want to share. And let's pull one card. Duck L'Orange. Let's see. Oh, A victory card, but for who?
Yeah.
For
Is
who?
it Letitia James or is it?
Oh, God, sorry to put you on a knife edge, guys, but you see, I picked with my eyes closed. Who gets the victory? Tune in Monday, folks. Let's see what happens. Bloody hell. As you know, I do not trust Dr. Ranch as far as I can throw him. And I always say, never underestimate that guy. You know, let me, he's, Anyway, okay. Let's ask the next question. Oh, I hope it's not a victory for him, but we'll have to see. Here we are. Now we're going back to Russia. So we're going in our esoteric airplane to Russia. This is coming from Nicola. So she says, Russia and China have blocked a US draft resolution to put the UN, which for the first time called for a ceasefire and hostage release in Gaza. Is this only because the US blocked previous resolutions? Is this so that they both benefit from the US being tied to the situation?
Good question.
Yeah, the plot thickens on that one. Wow.
So let's distill it down. What's behind the Russia-China?
Yeah, let's put it that way. What's behind the Russia-China blocking the US draft resolution? God, all this tit for tat, and it's ordinary people that suffer, isn't it?
I've got a jumper. Oh, God, okay.
Yeah, I'll let that one jump out as well. Let's see what's going on. What's going on? Oh, God, I'm still trying to get over that bloody victory card, you know. We'll have to see on Monday.
Oh, no. Who's
Could be either of them. Let's have a little look, see. Oh.
Yeah, strange.
Yeah. What do you have, Lena?
Well, strange cards, really. I'm using the Deviant Moon pack. And we have this Eight of Cups. There's a sort of shunning motion to this because both Russia and China could be described as outsiders, you know, in big global things, pushing away. But yes, they want to stick it to the US, you could say.
Just so you know, Lena, just so you know, with your more rather exotic imagery cards, maybe hold it a little bit further away because sometimes they do monetize, just so you know.
All right. Well, they've all got their clothes on. Okay. So they do want to stick it to the US and they want to build bridges because I think what they're saying is the US resolution doesn't go far enough, which has sort of got everyone going, you know. So they're trying to build their own profiles in relation to this global issue. And Ace of Cups here, basically, most nations are selfish, which is not surprising. So I'm not condemning Russia and or China alone, as if every other country isn't selfish, but it's a selfish wish to be liked rather than coming from an altruistic point of view of what's happening. It's like, how can this benefit us? Yeah. What did you get?
Quite interesting cards as well in terms of the energies, but you know, we'll just go straight in. So here we are, Two of Wands here. Yeah, so here we are, we got the merchant man looking out at the world and all this stuff. So look, yeah, Russia, China, there you are. They're looking at the global impact of their decision, of course, and what impact it will make, how they stand in their context to the rest of the world. Quite literally, this is the merchant looking out as well over the seas, over the waters. So they're playing a bigger game in the international field, and they are positioning, of course, for power and influence. This is quite interesting because the obstacle card here is the Six of Swords, which of course is about moving to smoother waters and stuff like that. But they've done what? They've It's done this. It's turned up in the obstacle position. So this is to what? Gum up the works. Maybe bind America's hands a little bit with, tie it more up in knots in regards to the Middle East. And, you know, because we know that the influence of Russia and China is growing, and but it's very profound. Obviously, Iran and all the proxy stuff going on, they're all in on that. So it's to literally slow things down, gum up the works, prevent movement. However, in the middle, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So there is an element here where they don't have full control. I would go as far to say no one really has full control over the situation. You know, each superpower in a way is trying to angle for its own benefit and influence, and it's not clear who the winner is. It's almost like we're in the spin cycle of all of this, because it's yet to shake out, isn't it? Quite literally, it's still up in the air. Yeah, still up in the air. However, someone wants a happy outcome. Yeah, but when you see the next card, we'll have to see. Now, when we're reading on politics, as we know, normally this is a lovely card. When this comes up for my clients, I'm very happy for them. When it comes up in politics, we go, this is the false family and the false image and all of this kind of stuff. This can be applicable, of course, to Russia and China as well, because of course, Mr. Putinshka has just had his elections. Nothing to see here. Oh, I won by over 90%. Oh, who would have ever guessed? Yeah. And then likewise as well, China also has to project an image on the international stage, which is also ignoring its politics. And this can also talk about the internal strifes for America as well, going on with the GOP. So these superpowers are trying to project power and confidence, and everything is all good. We've got the upper hand. But look, 10 of wands. It's all a lot of hard work. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors going on here. Everyone is sweating behind the scenes, and I think everyone is finding this a tremendous burden. Obviously, the situation for the US is a tremendous burden because of the political consequences, etc., the financial contributions, of course. This is a burden as well in terms of for Russia, because, of course, it's cost them a lot of money as well. And China, in a way, this is a burden because they want that influence, but they don't want to piss off the West too much either. So they don't want Russia to kind of take things to too much extreme, because China's economy has been struggling a bit. I mean, they're still way better than everyone else, but do you know what I mean? So I think it's tricky for all of them. Yeah, I can't say it's that clear. The Wheel of Fortune, we're just going to have to wait and see, I think, folks. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Let's see what I'm trying to remember. Where was I? Blah, 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 blah. God, which page was I on? Sorry, let me see where I am. So yeah. So it's kind of like, yeah. So is there any benefit for the US being tied to this situation? It doesn't benefit anyone. That's what I'm going to say. This whole thing, it just needs to be brought to an end. We need a ceasefire. It doesn't benefit anyone in the Middle East. Anything to add to that, Lena?
No, let's rock on.
All right. So let's go here. So interesting, isn't it? That Wheel of Fortune. No one's in control.
Yes.
No one's in control.
Going to play out as it is. Yeah.
Indeed. And let's see here. Now. Oh, this is quite interesting. So we've gone back to Congress again. And this has come from Sonia Parrish. My question, several Republicans have been leaving Congress early, as you illustrated, Lena. This is similar to when department heads left before Jan 6th. Is this a precursor to another Jan 6th-like event if 45 doesn't win in November? Will Project 2025 be accomplished? Love your show. Oh, that's a good one. Will they achieve Project 2020? Oh my God, Project 25, 2020. It's Gilead.
Donations too. That's very generous of you guys. Hogarth, is the Moscow attack on our list today?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Kathleen, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, we're going to fling that in the Moscow. Let me just put it.
So basically, this question is, will there be another Jan 6, isn't it?
Yeah, will there be another Jan 6th? And will there be Project 25, which is basically Gilead?
Oh, what fell out?
So let's see. Let's see. Be a chance. Will there be Project 25? Project 25.
All right.
You ready to go? Oh.
Yeah, I can. Look, I really, really don't think there's going to be something of that scale. There'll be, oh, okay, no, it's all right. I just thought the dog was coming in. Mate. There's going to be an attempt to squeal and skirmish and carry on. The election's been stolen. But here's the thing. I think they're actually going to pull their heads in over this, in the sense they're going to move away, regroup into tiny, tight, nutty groups. I think we're going to see them recede in that way. I think this time round, we're talking democratic victory here. I think there's going to be a lot more effort to be more strategic, to look after the state in terms of, yeah. So I think there's going to be protective energy around that, because overall too, we have the beautiful Temperance card. Having said that, because the US is a heavily armed environment, it's not precluding, you know, random nutters with guns, but not anything that cohesive. I think they've burnt themselves out and most of their friends are in jail.
Yeah. And yeah, I get similar things as well. It's kind of, so yeah, I get the Empress too. Now, actually, no, I've
What's your take on her there?
Well, this one is, I feel like this is more America actually kind of preserving itself in this context. That's when I tune into it, I feel I'm getting more of the American side coming out rather than the usual, you
Russian,
know,
Russian. I did as well.
Yeah, I'm feeling this is more American, so I'm feeling quite positive about this. I'm feeling quite positive about this, and the fact that we got the same card as well. I feel like there's a harmony there between the readings. Look, there's going to be mishigas and manipulations of all kinds going around this, so everyone keep their eyes peeled, because this election coming up is going to be the biggest show on earth. So, but it's everyone is going to have to basically use every tool in the box. Those nutbaggeries are obviously trying to get Project 2025, which is basically a more intense version of Gilead, or, you know, basically that's what they want. But this can also be the Democrats as well, having to wield their power, pull every trick out that they can out of the book. This is not the time for anyone to be a shrinking violet in this election. You just can't. You've got to be powerful, have to be the magician, and you've got to go for it as if your life depends on it. Really, it, you know, with the eclipses and, oh my God, just everything. But if we look here, look, there is positivity. We've got the 9 of Pentacles here. Obviously, this is probably going to be a huge campaign. We know already that Biden's actually managed to fill up the coffers pretty well, isn't it? That kind of,
and the GOP is struggling for money.
Well, yeah, because we know that basically, you know, Duck Larange has torn the underwear off. If we look at this from the perspective of the GOP, you know, he's just literally just pumping all the money that he can. But we know Biden's campaign after his address of the union speech got a lot more money. So it's looking like there's good funding there. However, There is an element of reflection, of research. Nothing can be taken for granted. As you know, Lena, you know, us readers and stuff, I think we're pretty measured here on our shows, but some people are seeing a Biden win as a foregone conclusion. No. Right.
You must get organized this year.
Yeah, have to reflect, research. Don't assume anything. Don't assume anything. These eclipses are so powerful. Look what they've done already. Yeah, so just bear that in mind. So this is also going to take reflection, research. If I read this from the perspective of the Dems, they really need to do their homework and make sure that everything is joined up. Nothing can be taken for granted. However, if they get their ducks in a row, then they can. Oh, I've got to cover the boobies. Yeah, I've got to cover. Yeah, you know, pull the Chariot or the Star card every week. You know, I mean, I'm dangling on the cusp of demonetization each week anyway. So here we have the Chariot moving forward at pace. So obviously the GOP, they're going to be trying to pull their stunts. But when we look at this overall for America, I feel like these cards are actually really positive. And again, it's about Americans really taking their fate into their own hands and voting and letting rip. And then hopefully, you know, that will be a bit of a roadkill for, you know, for the hyenas. Yeah, maybe one or two hyenas can be put away. Anything to add to that, Lena?
Yes, really, really, really important to not leave it to everyone else. And it's tempting to, with all the craziness and the gaslighting, to feel ground down and frustrated and powerless. If you're having those feelings, really work on that. You need to be in top condition. Get out in nature and hang out with like-minded people. Volunteer for something, Dem, in your state, you know, so you're dealing with like-minded people, then you feel more positive. And you know what? That's contagious. Just like misery and depression is contagious, expectation and so forth is also, optimism is contagious. So be part of that optimistic dynamic building to November.
Yeah, and those are good cards as well in general. Yeah. You know, they were pretty solid cards. Also as well, we got some donations that came in. Thank you, Carmela Cartuti, for your donation. Thank you so much. Sylvia Wilkins, thank you for your donation as well. And who else do we have here? We've got Kathleen O'Malley. Thank you so much. Looking, Lena. Please read on the ISIS attack. Yes, on the concert venue in Moscow. Why is ISIS attacking Russia right now? Perfect timing, because that's just what I wanted to ask. And let's see, Nancy's there, March 25th. March 25th, lunar eclipse 4/5, some kind of portal. But yeah, Western. But even in Vedic and Western, the eclipses are happening at the same time. So the astronomy, the distance between the planets is the same, but we're reading it from different signs, but it's all happening. So the eclipse is actually happening tomorrow, 24th to the 25th, and then the big solar eclipse on April 8th. We also have 1,715 of you live with us right now.
How cool is that?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you guys so much for joining us. So let's dive in, shall we, Lena? What is going on with ISIS and Moscow? What's this all about?
And I would remind you, the Yeti came out at some point saying he destroyed ISIS single-handedly in
did he?
A matter of days back when he was president. Whoops.
Moscow. Just, you know, I mean, what is going on with?
It's very weird. And I have no clue, you know, so it'll be interesting what the cards say.
Yeah, me too as well. Total cold read. I just remember seeing some explosions on the news, but I was busy with other stuff. God.
I really don't know.
It's just all, it's like the whole world and his wife is just wanting to bring on Armageddon. You know what I mean? You're just like, calm down.
Oh, fives.
Never would have thought Russia would be a target for ISIS. I'm sure someone in the comments can enlighten us. Just seems utter cray cray.
Oh. Oh, I just heard Syria.
Oh. ISIS Russia. My gosh.
Yeah, how crazy is this?
What do you have, Lena? What cards did you get?
Well, I'm now using the Japaridze deck. So here we have very strange cards. Okay. 2 5s. What in tradition is the 5 of swords, the ruthless card, and here the 5 of fire, the skeleton. Surely YouTube can't have a problem with the naked skeleton, but we hope not. Okay. 5s are never marvelous, right? They're really difficult cards. 2 5s out of 5 cards. So then when I saw those, I heard Syria. So what I think it's about is this has been planned for a while. Here's what is the apprentice card in normal decks. Look at this industrial fire. I think it's been planned. It's because Russia was very active in Syria. And so whatever side they were backing has caused this resentment here.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I hadn't thought of that before.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They see it as quite a direct line with this Ace of Swords. Like, isn't it obvious? Like, no, not obvious to us in the West, at all. And here is the death card because it's like too much death is not enough. It's what's wrong with the world. It's really problematic that you think you can solve anything by killing other people, really.
Yeah.
So it's these mythical enemies, whether it's us in the West demonizing other groups or it's other groups demonizing someone else. It comes back to what I was saying before. Until we start seeing people as people and until we start seeing children as our children, we're going to see more of it. But for whatever reason, I'm saying the connection is somehow Syria. I've got no idea how that.
I think you're right. That took a bit of non-linear thinking to get there because we've all been scratching. What's going on? And then you said Syria, and I was like, wait a minute.
I think I heard it really clearly.
Oh, well, now I pulled 5 cards and 4 of them are major arcana. Surprise, surprise. I mean, so we know a lot of energy, folks. So look, we've got the King of Cups that's shown up, and normally when we're reading politics, of course, this is also we have it as our Biden card. So I think there's a whiff of Biden in this, in the sense of, or America, or just looking. If you're a global leader, how do you bring calm to the world? Surely that's the big question, is it? How do we bring in this positive aspect of the divine masculine? Yeah. How do we calm it all down? Because the King of Cups is empathetic, compassionate, intuitive, and creative, and magnanimous. Yeah. This is the kind of leadership we need in the world. Yeah. But who's in the opposition? Oh, the warlord. The warlord. Yeah. So here, in a way, to me, this is almost like divine masculine and then some of that shadow masculine that you were talking about, Lena, because this is a very patriarchal card, as everyone knows, for those learning tarot. This is the Emperor, and you can see he's mature. He deals with organizations, patriarchal structures, but you see he's got his armor on. He is very much identified with war. And there, of course, you see the ram's head as well. And this is turning up in the obstacle position. So it's like the divine masculine is wanting to bring that peace into the world. But you have these warlords, these stalwarts, these patriarchs that keep fueling everything. In the middle, we have justice. So someone's going to be dragged to the Hague at some point, surely. You know, there's going to be the high courts of whatever land. I think they're going to have to build new ones, to be honest, and clear out a lot of the douchebaggery that we've seen. But look, there's some kind of judgment here, some kind of legalities. Here, though, we have the Hanged Man. And this is a bit of a problem. It's like there's that bit of a stalemate going on, seeing things from a different perspective. But just when we look at the things like with Russia, like we're talking about Russia, Syria, ISIS, it's like they can't move on. It's like ISIS can't move on. There's, you know, there's always this this bone that they're chewing on. Of course, I'm not even going to pretend to even understand all of the complexities of the Middle East, because I can't. Yeah, and I'm not close to an expert. But look, there's some sense they can't move on picking these fights. Russia doesn't seem like an obvious target. Anyway, money. I think, look, even though this isn't the mercenary card, could this be like cloak and dagger within cloak and dagger? Maybe someone in some country somewhere is paying ISIS to
paying mercenaries all over.
Has to be, doesn't it, with that outcome? So it's like with that what is it, the Wheel of Fortune card, it's all a melange at the moment. It's all still up in the air. Basically, the warlords don't want to give up, and they're just creating as much mishegas as possible. That's what it seems to me. Yeah. But yeah, so wish I could be more affirmative on that, but it's too many tentacles there. There's so many influences going on behind the scenes. Are we ready for another question?
There's a really intrepid viewer, I love your name for obvious reasons, makes a comment about Japan after World War II. They did a complete 360. They could have become an angry, aggressive country and humiliated from losing the war. No. But they chose peace. And it's astonishing when you think of it, she says, and that's true. Now, they were banned from having an army as part of the World War II settlement. So when you don't spend this huge amount on armies, then you become a prosperous country. When you think of what all our countries spend proportionally on armies, and by that I mean, you know, all of it.
Yeah.
Wars. How much is spent on wars?
This is one of the reasons why, ironically, China has so much money as well, and why they've had so much. Now, we know that their economy's had ups and downs, but they got plenty of gold, plenty of money in the bank, China. And guess what? Like Lena said, when you're not spending decades, spending trillions on wars, you're going to have more money in the bank. And speaking of that, I would segue into, thank you, Mariana Colton.
Love that. Thank you so much
for your donation.
Very kind.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Aliane. I think I've butchered your name. Sorry about that. Thank you for your donation. And thank you, Connie, as well, for your donation as well. Let's see. Oh, my goodness. Oh, there's another one. Pardon. And Tara Garcia, let's say, love you too. Bought 3 books on tarot. Turns out I'm not much on reading long books. Watch YouTube, hard videos, but only stay committed watching you. Excellent teachers. Thank you. Thanks so much. Right, let's squeeze in. We got to do a Kate and a Wills. Yeah, somebody did ask. Yeah. I know, Lena, you've been trying.
No, it's a special circumstance, and God, it's been broken.
Yes,
and at least we know now.
At least, indeed, at least we know. So first of all, we're glad that we've seen her. Yeah, we're glad that we've seen her. And I found what she had to say. It was very simple, very moving. Part of me on Thursday, I actually wanted to say, I kind of wish I said it now, but I didn't. Kate, you don't have to, but if you could just give us 2 minutes, just us looking at you in your own voice, speaking to camera. That's exactly what she did. And hopefully that's put to bed a lot of the more insane, shall we say, speculations.
Yeah.
But it was very moving. And I think one of the things that she said that really touched me was when she said, if you're going through cancer and stuff like that, like so many of you are not alone. Oh, I found that very touching. I found it very touching. I thought it was very vulnerable. I thought it was very brave of her to finally come forward, especially after what's happened. But that's eclipses, isn't it, Lena? That's eclipse energy, folks. Remember, they start 2 weeks before the lunar eclipse is tomorrow. The whole world, we all went a bit lunar. Like lunar. I mean, it's just like, and one thing what I'd say before I take the question, the irony of this is because of the attempts to protect Catherine, Princess Catherine, which are totally understandable, but they were a bit botched, as we know. It was to kind of protect her and defend her and, you know, keep the spotlight away. The irony is now that Catherine is now hands down the most famous woman in the world. It wasn't the intention, but people, I made a new friend yesterday and they told me Uruguay has gone crazy for the story. Middle East, everywhere. It's global. So when she comes back to public life, whenever it is, I feel like the attention is going to be 10 times what it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. So Manuela Orchid has asked, hello, Hoagie and ladies. My question would be if Kate and William will be able to continue their duties later on this year, like they did before. Blessings to Kate and thank you. Much love from Manuela. So let's see. Can it be the same?
Let's see. Where are we heading into April? And royal duties. Oh God.
Well, I see that fell out. Oh, I'll keep those. And I just want to add on another caveat as well. And this isn't for the audience. I know a lot of readers watch this show. And again, I don't want to tell people off, but what I will say is be very careful. There's a reason why we don't read on death in this show. There's a reason why. And there are a lot of people that were saying she's dying or she's dead. Now she's turned up on a bench and she shared her story. Just be careful, guys, with that stuff. Be careful.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Okay, huh?
Go for it.
Now, I think right now she's not feeling like it. I think she's a young woman, because to me, anyone under 45's, you know, a spring chicken. She's still struggling with the diagnosis, you know, and trying to work out how she's going to get through it. And with 3 kids, and they're different ages, obviously, but how much do you tell them literally that you're going through? How much do you try and protect them? And particularly when you're in the public eye. So I think right now she's not feeling fantastic. However, here's the 9 of Cups. When she feels stronger, she will, she will emerge with something to say. I think she's going to communicate more and more about this because I used to work in oncology. I've helped family members through cancer and stuff. And after that initial shock, horror, fear stuff, it becomes, I won't say mundane, but your life's very rigid for the next few years because it goes from appointment to appointment to appointment.
Wow.
I don't think she'll be doing as much work as we used to see her from now till the end of the year. She will make appearances, not as much, but here she is. This used to be my Princess Die card, Queen of Cups. What she says and does will be massively important.
Huge.
To people, right? So it's not about clicking off the number of days she's out there. It's the quality of those interactions with the public, and she will steal the public's heart in that way, you know. And then I think speak up quite a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, I was thinking the similar thing, and I just wanted to add before I forget as well. I did a collaboration with Jen Bushman, and Jen actually got it right. She got it right. She said her guides were there, and she was told that yes, Kate did have cancer. And as you know, Lena, I've been talking about how Kate is going through a dark night of the soul.
Mm-hmm.
So she is transforming in front of her eyes. Her whole
Yep.
life is transforming.
Yep.
She is not the same Kate. And I don't mean
No.
because she's a clone. I mean because she is now a different woman.
You around and makes you revisit everything.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. These two cards fell out of the deck, Two of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles when I was shuffling. So look, the Ace of Pentacles does denote success. Look, she will be back on the world stage, of course, at some point. If we look here, though, in terms of the main reading, Wheel of Fortune, of course, she's going to feel like a hostage to fortune right now.
Yeah.
Anyone with a diagnosis like that. But look, this is also speaking about the whole, literally the four corners of the earth have been talking about her. This has been an extraordinary phenomena. So it shows as well, I think this is also as well her life, how the wheel of fortune of her life is turning as we speak. She's transforming. Think of the conversations she's been having with her children. Like she said, think of the conversations she's been having with William. Think of the conversations she's been having with herself. She's saying to herself, it can't be the same like it was before. I can't just be on that wheel. That hamster wheel, she just can't, particularly when we look at the next card. And I'm not actually judging this as an obstacle card, actually. I think this is more about her internal journey. We get here the High Priestess. So we understand when with the High Priestess turns up, this is a person that is going through some spiritual reflection, ancient knowledge. I've said before, Kate is actually a Cancer ascendant in Vedic astrology. And I've said before, she's very mystical. She's very sensitive. And it wouldn't shock me if she's got a little tarot deck here and there.
Oh,
and she might
I would not be surprised.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's just certain charts, it just sings out. This event that has happened in her life has made her go deeper within. Let's not forget the High Priestess is about that internal knowledge. She holds the Torah, things of the Bible, the ancient Egypt, as Lena so expertly points out, better than I. But, you know, there we are. If we look in the middle, we do have the Nine of Cups. So there is an element of wish fulfillment. I've said as well, she's negotiating behind the scenes. And now I think she's being listened to. Because if this has done anything, it has certainly changed the pecking order, as it were, hasn't it? Because we know the royal family, it is about institutional hierarchy. Everything has changed now. Everything has changed. You know, she's in trying to get away, she's become even more famous than she was before. But that wasn't the goal. I'm not even saying it was. But look, we see here there's a satisfaction here. So she's getting her wishes on a certain level fulfilled. Wow, 1,777 of you in the house.
Oh, that's a good number.
Yes, excellent. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Now, look, I've got Stinky Fish here.
Oh.
So, yeah, Stinky Fish has turned up. But I think there might be more messages from Kate. But I think what's going to happen now is, like Lena said, everyone is going to, she's not going to be seen as much. Everyone is going to hang on her every word going forward. Really it is. And if, in fact, with Kate now, I'm going to say less is more. Yeah. She can, you know, she might just turn up 3 or 4 times a year, but it will be an event when she does. I think as well, look, like they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Now, obviously, she is still in it. This is very fresh. As Lena says, she's got a lot of processes to go through. But look here, the Queen of Swords. This is a much more steely resolve. I think this is about her finding psychological and emotional discipline. And I have a feeling that the words that come out of her mouth in the future are going to be more pertinent. I'm not saying necessarily cutting, but there's going to be an edge. There's going to be an edge to her speech, because she's survived like I said, a near-death experience. That's what she's had. I've been getting the death card for her a lot, but it means transformation. So this is a different Kate, everyone. This is a different princess that we have going forward. What would you want to add to that?
Well, I think ironically, she's got more power out of this than she would have had she not had this particular health crisis and stuff, because it's proved how important she is to the royals. And I think she's got more bargaining power now, in a good way.
Yeah, I reckon as well, in a good way, because everyone has been surprised. Obviously, look, there are people out there, particularly a lot of social media YouTubers, who don't want the conspiracy to end. Of course not, because everyone's been watching so many bloody videos. But the point is that we're witnessing this transformation of Kate in front of our eyes. And as she gets stronger, imagine how much extra good she'll be able to do, because she's going through this experience. So when she talks about cancer and strife and struggle, people will be like, yeah, she has had that dark night of the soul. Yes, she does understand. So again, as difficult as it's been, these events, they crack the heart open. And we can see she is doing the work. She really is. She's doing that internal work. So yes, Kate is more powerful after this. So I hope that she recovers. But I think her words will carry a lot more weight, particularly when it comes to the human condition and struggle.
And hopefully more than what she's wearing, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
I think she'll take that. But just as Diana did in terms of working on landmines and other things, you know, I think she'll be a powerhouse.
Yeah. She's a princess with a cause now, quite literally. She had one before, but now she's got, you know, quite a profound one. Well, Lena, the time has gone in a flash. We have indulged you folks. We have gone over a little bit.
Can I just read out this comment, which I think is very good, from Innocent Potato. Bless you for your name.
Great name.
I was talking about Japan earlier, how countries deal with wars and defeats. She said, Germany did the same thing. They accepted their defeat and they evolved. Unlike the southern states in 1865 and 45, who refused to accept their defeats, even in 2020, and they regressed and devolved into these backwaters we have now. So I think that's a really interesting distinction.
Yeah, very good. And a great place to bring the show to a close as well. Reflections, on that. How, it's not all about the winning. It's also as well how you deal with defeat.
How you deal with defeat can be the biggest breakthrough of all.
Oh gosh, we went extra deep tonight, didn't we, on the show? Thank you everyone for joining us. It was 1789 or something like that in the end. So thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the comments. Happy Sunday, everyone who is catching us on Sunday. Thank you for all of the donations, and please remember as well some thoughts and prayers for Lady G to help her recover, get through this difficult time with her digestion. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like to support HoGaLe's as well. That would be great. And if you would like to subscribe to Lena's channel, she is in the video description below. Thank you everyone for your questions as well. I hope you enjoyed the show, and big love to everyone. And we will of course see you next week, but it's a bye-bye for now. And yes, I'll see you soon, Lena.
Yes, goodbye from him and goodbye from
however the two Ronnies did it. I can't remember. Well, let's work on that one next week.
Ciao. Bye everybody.
Big love. Bye-bye.